Hi everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. Today, as promised, we're going to be making coasters with Infusible Ink transfer sheets. Here's the Infusible Ink transfer sheets, and here is the end result. It's a ceramic coaster that has been infused with this blue infusible ink. I also did a reversed one. It's still a little hot, but it's still a little hot, but I did a reverse in the buffalo check just to try that out based on someone else's suggestion. But today we're going to just work on doing this this one here, this snowflake, and I'm going to give you the file for all the snowflakes. There's a ton of them, and when you are cutting it out, first of all, you're going to need a few things. In addition to the infusible ink transfer sheets of your choice, you're going to need some ceramic coaster blanks, and this is heat-resistant tape. That is to keep your pattern on correctly, on the coaster correctly. And inside of the transfer sheets, you're going to get butcher paper. And then of course you do need an EasyPress. You don't need the EasyPress 2. You can also use the EasyPress original, and here is just an example. This is the Cricut heat guide, which you can easily find on the Cricut website, and it will tell you the temperature and length of time that you're going to heat it up based on which EasyPress you're going to use, and it does include the mini. In this case though, the mini won't work for the coasters. It just simply, I think it just doesn't get hot enough, or maybe the surface is not wide enough. But I am doing it with my EasyPress 2, and I choose let's see, I'm going to choose, and this is a good thing to know. The heat guide is a good thing to know for all kinds of infusible, all kinds of iron-on, but for the infusible ink transfer sheets, we're going to choose that. And the blanks, we're going to choose ceramic coaster, and we're going to hit apply. And it immediately comes up and it says 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 240 seconds, okay, with no pressure, and then a cold peel. What I love about this is it gives you a diagram of how you're going to create this stack of materials. So in this case, you're going to have your EasyPress on the top, and then next up is the butcher paper, and then next is your ceramic coaster face down. There's your design faced up. This is paper, regular cardstock paper, and then your EasyPress mat, okay? And you are going to stack it in that order, and you're going to turn your EasyPress on for 240 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and start this one here that I already put the design on. You see, I put this heat transfer tape, the heat resistant tape, on here because I wanted to make sure that my image didn't slip around when I was doing the infusion. So here it is. There's my image. It's facing up, and there's my coaster facing down. It's all taped together. I'm going to lay it on the pad, and then here's my cardstock. I'm going to put my butcher paper. Let's move this out of the way. And I've got my EasyPress here, and it's been heated up already to 400 degrees. And I'm going to just lay it on top. I set mine for 120 seconds. Whoa. And that's why you want to use the tape, okay? So I set mine to 120 seconds, and I'm going to have to do it twice. So while we've got that going, I wanted to just talk to you about how you peel these infusible ink designs. When you cut them out, you have, obviously you have the cut, and you have the negative space. That's what I call it, the negative space, the part that you're going to peel away. If you want to do this opposite, you would take out the actual cutout. See, I don't know if you can see that, but this is what you're going to be taking out, the cutout. But in this case, I think we're going to just stick with this, which we peel off the paper. It's a very papery product. So, and it doesn't weed like regular iron-on. You just simply sort of roll it and start to peel it. As you can see, it's starting to peel away. And you're going to just start taking away that negative space that's cut out. You don't need to use, for instance, you don't need to use like a weeding tool for this, like you normally would maybe with iron-on. And to get into those little crevices, you're just gonna keep peeling back and taking away that negative space. It gets pretty detailed, so you don't have to worry about, you know, is my design too detailed? You do need to cut it so that it's going to fit on to the coaster. And that's a little something that I learned kind of the hard way. I made it a little too big, and then it kind of like overlapped. Here's a couple of things that I've done in the past. I did this with like an Anna Griffin image. This one here, I didn't tape. Oops. And this one here, I think I taped, but it's possible that I moved it. So, you know what? You're going to make mistakes, plan for them. And perhaps if you want to give somebody, you know, a set of coasters, you might have to buy a double set just until you get the hang of it, because it can be a little bit challenging. It's a little different than what you're used to, or all of us are used to, but it is a lot of fun. Let's see, the transfer sheets, first of all, Infusible Ink comes in two things. It comes in transfer sheets, which are these things that are in this box, you see? And in this box in particular, it comes with two 12 by 12 sheets, and it comes with butcher paper that's used in that sandwich. So here is the sheet, and you'll notice that this is the black, although it looks very brown, but when it's done infusing, it will come out black. So you get those two different sheets. In this case, I get the buffalo check and the black, and then you also get the butcher paper inside of here. Okay. If you wanted to try this with the Infusible Ink pens, which we did before Christmas, we'll probably do it again. All you really need is the pen. You don't need, let's see, you just actually, you don't need like a sheet. It just prints out, or actually writes out with using your Cricut, or you could also do it freehand, of course, but you do have to remember to mirror. And then by mirroring, you're able to produce a great little thing. Here we go. Here's one that I did with the pens. Now, I did do this with the pens, and I did not tape it, which caused it to slip around, you see? And that, you know, kind of made it look sort of funny. Here's one that I did with the Infusible Ink with the pens, at the Boulder pen. It's a 1.0 millimeter pen with this really pretty snowflake. And so you can use the pens, and we can come back and do the pens at a different time. But in the meantime, we're just doing this with the Infusible Ink transfer sheets. And again, you do need, for that, you need obviously you need the coasters. You could, let's see, I've tried some like ceramic things that I purchased at the Home Depot. It did not work at all. Infusible Ink transfer sheets may work on some blanks other than Cricut, but it will not work on the coasters. So you really do need to purchase these coasters in order to do the Infusible Ink on something hard like that. And the heat resistant tape is super helpful. And then of course is your choice of the Infusible ink, and I think there's like almost 60 different designs and patterns available. And so you have a lot to choose from. Now, when you are done with this, you are going to want to, I know you're going to want to immediately see what happened. But I will tell you from experience that it is extremely hot. 400 degrees is very, very hot. And you do not want to burn yourself, and you will burn yourself putting that heat on that ceramic coaster for 240 seconds is going to be very, very hot. And for the sake of this video, I will give it a couple of minutes and do a little bit of a reveal for you, but it's not recommended that you do this yourself because you could burn yourself. So it's best for you to do this cold. Just walk away from it for a few minutes and come back when it's cooler, and then you can go ahead and do that reveal. But again, for the sake of our video, I'm going to use this butcher paper. Probably should get like an oven mitt or something to show you for this particular project. Trying it out, being very, very careful. I just don't want to burn myself. It is really, really hot. But I want to show you what happens here. This might actually be a great thing to use the True Control knife with, I think, because then you can get rid of the tape on the side. And again, you know, you might be tempted to not use the tape, but you don't realize the amount of slip that you might get when you are putting that EasyPress on to your machine, onto your project. You just don't realize it. And I would recommend the tape. Okay. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. And let's see. I'm going to get to do this. Yes. Okay. So there is, I can't pick it up to show you, but I hope you can see it. There is our Infusible Ink coaster with using this Infusible Ink transfer sheet. This is the one I use called Patterns Rainbow, and using obviously using my Cricut machine, but then also using the Cricut branded Infusible Ink ceramic coaster blanks and the heat resistant tape. I'm going to leave the let's see, I'm going to leave the design space file in the description of this video so you can go ahead and open it up and play with them all you like. What's great about snowflakes is you don't have to worry about mirroring, but the thing with Infusible Ink is that you do have to get in the habit of mirroring, because if you start doing things that are letters, and we'll come back and do something that has writing on it, and I'll show you why it's important to do that mirroring, but it's super important that you remember to mirror. But in case when you're starting out, in case if you forgot, then you don't have to worry with a snowflake, right? Because they're pretty much symmetrical all around, and doing the mirroring, it's not necessary. It's good to get in the habit of doing it. So that is as easy as it gets, folks, to do this wonderful Infusible Ink coaster with Cricut and the Cricut Infusible Ink system. Thanks so much for coming by. Again, my name is Rita, and this is my channel, Miss Rita to the Rescue. I'm glad that you could join me. If you haven't already, I would appreciate that you subscribe and follow me on Facebook and on YouTube. I do have monthly giveaways, as well as all kinds of videos that are focused on Cricut, mostly paper projects, but we also do these things like Infusible Ink and some iron-on, as well as some vinyl. So there's something for everyone, and I really appreciate the following and subscribing to my channel. Thanks so much for coming today, and let me know if you have any questions about this product, and I'm glad to do more if I need to.